Hey guys, have you been wondering how to sell your stuff? Maybe you have too much stuff in your house and you're just over it. Well, today we're gonna go over how you can sell that stuff and how you can make a profit. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is the Just Go family, and as many of you know, we are about to hit the road to become a full-time travel family. But in order to do that, we have to sell everything we own. So today we are going to go over how we're doing it, because I have sold many things online and there's a right way and there's a wrong way. So we want to go over that with you so that you guys, if you want to, be able to sell the stuff that you have and condense and make life more simple so that you can travel as well.
Ow. Service. Hey guys, hope you're doing great. Today I'm excited about this video because we're wanting to show you how we sell stuff on Facebook. And also something that we've done is when we first relocated to Denver, work was kind of slow for Joel, so we were kind of hustling, doing other things. And one of the things that we did was we'd find free things or really cheap things and fix them up and sell them on Facebook. And it was almost like a little business, because sometimes people will just be getting rid of stuff because they're moving or they want to just have it out of their life, and you can get some pretty sweet deals if you're on it, and then clean it up, fix it up, whatever needs to be done, and repost it, and you can make a decent amount of money that way. So that is why we know so much about Facebook and the Facebook Marketplace. But I'm going to go over just the posting of it and how the process goes, and then Joel's going to throw in a lot of his tips of the ways that he has found to make it easier, and also even kind of maximize how much you can make, but also time for money, because time is money. So you don't want to take a whole lot of time to sell a $10 item, because that's just not worth it.
So here's tip number one. Have you ever been in a position where you wanted to sell some things in your house, but you just didn't know what to sell? Well, here's a little tip. If you haven't used an item for 4 to 6 months and it's not seasonal, maybe that's a good item to start with. And I'm going to challenge you that, do you really need an item if you haven't used it for 4 to 6 months? Think about it.
So first things first, we are going to go and open the Facebook app. And as you can see, I'm already here on the Facebook app, and you can see all the fun stuff that I like to look for. I don't know about the witchy surprise, but anyway, so we go to selling. That's where you click. And we create new listing. So I've already taken some pictures. Joel's going to show you or tell you a little bit about how to take the best pictures.
All right, tip number 2, photographs. This is my pet peeve. I cannot stand it when people put up terrible photos when they're trying to sell something. It's a big turnoff. So a couple things to think about. Be in a well-lit area. That's not hard. Just don't shoot, photographs in a basement. It's just gonna look bad. So just be near a window or something where you have better lighting. To try not to use the orange type of lighting in a house. It doesn't do very well. Try to find daylight. It does way, way better. Also, make sure there's not a lot of stuff in the background. That's so distracting when you have toys and books and random items in the house. Just make sure that the background is clean. If you have furniture in the background, that's fine. Just make sure it looks put together. Finally, I recommend 3 to 6 photos. And the reason why that is because the person who puts up one photo, that tells me a lot about that person, and they don't care. The person who puts up a ton of photos is just kind of annoying, and I don't have the time to go through all that. So 3 to 6 photos, and make sure they're quality, good photos that people enjoy looking at.
So I'm going to add them in here. One thing to know is whatever picture you pick first will be the first picture that people see. And I'm actually going to sell, 5 baby items all together, because they're not worth it to me to sell them each individually. So I'm going to try to just sell them all together. If it doesn't work out, then maybe I'll just split them up. But for now, we're going to sell them all together. So I'm going to pick this picture of them all together. And then, and it gives you a number of which one you want to be the next picture. So I'm going to do them in this order. You can only have 10 pictures per post. Something to think about if you're posting like a car or something, you got to be specific about your pictures. Maybe they let you do more. Anyway, all right, so that is the pictures that I want. I put those in there. And if you scroll all the way to the left, you'll see that first picture is my bundle of all the things. So I also have written out a description of what I'm selling.
All right, guys, tip number 3, the description. This is super important because a lot of people just leave it blank. And when you do that, it tells the people that are wanting to buy it that you didn't care enough to actually fill out the description, which might mean also that you don't care about the item you're selling, which also means that you might not have taken good care of it. So just make a good description. But here's the thing. Don't make your description too long or too short. Too long says that like you could be a potential business, which some people don't like dealing with businesses. They like the private party approach. And then too short, once again, just says that you really didn't care. So try to find a happy medium there. Also, be honest. Be very, very honest in your post. If something is broken or not working properly, please make sure you mention that in the description. People hate showing up and finding out there's a problem with the item. I also recommend first come, first serve. You want to say that in your description because there's just a lot of tire kickers out there. People who say they're gonna want to buy it and they just never show up. And so the person who commits to actually coming to your house or wherever your meeting location is, that's the person you want to deal with. And that would be come, first serve, first come, first serve. Not like the person who messages you first, the person who gives you the commitment first, the person who says, I'm coming, give me the address. That person you want to give priority to. Also put in your description, I recommend that you only want serious inquiries. Hopefully that keeps away some of the people, some of those tire kickers, if you tell them, hey, only serious people, please contact me. But that's it for the description. There you go.
And now I'm going over here and I'm gonna paste this into the description. Okay, paste. Awesome, and then I'm also going to see if it'll let me grab, this was my title that I want in the title. So I'm gonna put that up here in the title. Now, I will say with title, I'm not saying baby stuff because people don't search for baby stuff. They search for specific items. So I wrote in baby walker, bouncer, boppy pillow, play mat, and a sit to stand activity walker. Took me a while to figure out what that was called because they both are walkers. Whatever.
Okay, here's my favorite tip. Start the price high and then drop it. Okay, so what you want to do is when you get on Facebook, you want to research your item, okay? So let's just say you're selling a camera, okay? You get on and say Sony camera A6000 or something, right? And when you're on there, look at the highest price that somebody is selling that camera for, okay? So that is going to be your top tier number. Most likely the person who's highest on Marketplace is not going to sell their camera. So, but you do want to use that as a reference. So let's just say the highest price is $600 for that camera. So you want to put $600 as your starting price when you post this, okay? Well, automatically you're kind of thinking that, well, if it's not going to sell well with the highest price, why would I put that? It's because people like discounts. And so what you're going to do is you're going to mark it at 600, but an hour or two after it's posted, I want you to drop it down to the price that you're okay with selling it for. Because, and I'll show you a screenshot here, Facebook will show a discount from 600 to let's say 450 for that camera. They'll show the discount, and people like discounts, and if they can see they're getting a good deal, they'll be more interested in buying your item. I'm telling you what, this tip right here has changed everything for me when selling on Facebook Marketplace. I have sold so many items because of this concept of making it high and then dropping it low within 1 to 2 hours of posting it. Keep in mind that if you've had something listed for more than 3 days, the likelihood of you selling that item goes down tremendously. So after 3 days, what I recommend you do is, and this shouldn't happen, if you follow these steps, you really shouldn't have to deal with this too much. I recommend deleting the item and just starting over and doing a new post on it, because it just gets further and further down the list and you're not recommended. So after 3 days, just go ahead and delete it, especially if it's a popular item and a lot of people are posting it. Just delete the item and start over. Now, Facebook gives you the option to renew the post after 7 days. Once again, from 3 to 7 days, you're not going to get contacted much anyways, so it's kind of useless to you. I guess that's a feature you can use if you forgot about deleting it and reposting it. If you forgot, use that feature Facebook has if it's been after 7 days, and go ahead and renew the post.
And I'm going to put it at $70 for now, because that activity walker is $40 brand new by itself. But like Joel said, I will probably drop the price in a little bit. However, we've had it happen where sometimes people will hit us up for the price that we initially listed for, which, okay, sure. So yeah, I'm gonna put it at $70 for now for all 5 items. Category is obviously baby products. And we're gonna go with, activity centers and entertainers. That's what we're gonna go with. And it wants you to it thinks I'm just selling one thing at a time. That's fine. You can even just put it in one of them. I'm gonna go with walkers because I've got 2 walkers in there. Okay, condition, it is good. I mean, it's in pretty good, but we like to under promise and over deliver. So I'd rather say that it's a little less than like new and have somebody be like, hey, it's not brand new. Well, I know. But so we're going to go with just good. Age range is 0 to 12 months. And the thing I like about Facebook too is that their questions have gotten much more detailed into specifically what you're selling. So an age range isn't going to be there if you're selling a camera, you know. All right, brand. I'm going to put Fisher Price because a couple of the items are Fisher Price. There we go. Done. And color. I'm not going to put a color. And some of these you don't even have to put, like see the optional. It says optional. So I'm selling all these, selling all these baby items together. They're all freshly cleaned and work well, which is important to say. Selling because our baby has outgrown them. Sometimes people like to know why you're selling them so that they know it's not because they're broken or whatever. And then also, like Joel said, I put in please serious inquiries only, and that we will accept cash, Venmo, or Zelle. And obviously, yes, listen to Joel's tips on how to do the money portion because some people get stuck with the money portion and they don't ask for it correctly, or there's just ways that you can get stuck there. So make sure that you say that correctly. We're back. Would you believe it that my camera died? Anyway, okay. So we were talking about tags. Tags are very important because they help you be found when somebody is searching for your item.
You will be given the option to use tags in your post. And I recommend using all the tags Facebook will allow you to use, which I think, if I remember right, it's either 15 or 20 tags that, at least now in 2021, that's what they're allowing. So use as many tags as you can. But here's the thing with tags. The most relevant tag to whatever you're posting, so let's just say you are selling a chair, make sure that your first tag is chair. And then maybe your second tag is living room furniture. But your first 3 or 4 tags, make it as relevant to the item as possible. And then as you keep going, you might have to get a little creative. But use as many tags as you can because it'll be exposed to more people. Tags are important and use them.
So I'm going to put in all the things that I put in my description, like walker, sit to stand. VTech is the walker brand. What else? Bobby, pillow, bouncer. Should I hold the, yeah, bouncer. I am a professional. Playmat, Fisher Price. What else we got? Oh yeah, Baby Einstein. That's a good one. Baby. You can spell Einstein. And just baby. That's a good one. Toys. Baby toys. Sometimes, I'm not exactly sure how the tags work if you have baby and toys and then you have baby toys. I don't know if you need all of them, but you get up to 20, so you might as well max it out if you actually want to sell this thing relatively quickly. What else do we got? Jungle. I'm going to put jungle because a lot of my items are jungle themed. Somebody might search that because they might want everything to coordinate. I'm going to type in cover because I have a pillow cover on my Boppy pillow, and I also have another cover that I'm just going to throw in. I forgot to take a picture of it, but no big deal. Everybody loves freebies. If you can't think of other things, it's not the end of the world, but I'm pretty sure these will sell quickly because baby stuff in general sells really fast. So, okay. There's an option if you want to hide it from your friends. I'm going to not hide it. Or no, I'm going to leave it so my friends can see it because I have a lot of friends with kids. So, keep going down, and that is about it, my friends. I got my description, and I didn't make it super long. And there you go. I have put in all the infos, and I'm going to go next. We are in Colorado. Oh, we only do local pickup. We don't ship stuff. That's just not happening.
I recommend that you do local pickup instead of shipping. The people who do shipping might get a wider audience, but the problem is that it takes up more of their time. And I don't know about you, but my time is valuable, and I'm not going to spend all this time at the post office sending items. So my recommendation for Marketplace is local pickup. I think you will be much happier unless you are a business. If you are a business, then shipping is for you. If you're selling a whole bunch of items, or if you have something that's very, very, very specific and unique or a collectible, that might be good for shipping because you might need a wider audience in order to sell that item.
All right, next. And also, if you are part of buy and sell groups in your area, that sometimes helps because then you can post it in more places. So like you'll see here, I have this list. Some of these are in Charlotte. I don't even live there anymore. So I'm not going to post it there, but I'm going to select the ones that I know are local because that will help me possibly get this sold quicker. There we go. And it is posting just like that. And honestly, it actually took me a little longer because I was explaining, but it really wasn't that long, especially because I already had the pictures taken. So that is how you do it, my friend. And we'll probably give you some updates too about when people contact us back about this item, because I know Joel has given you some great tips on who to sell to so that you're not chasing people around or waiting for people to contact you back, because that can take a lot of time and be very frustrating. And that's not what you're trying to do here. You're trying to get rid of stuff because you want to go on adventures and you don't want stuff to hold you back.
Tip number 7 is that you want to sell in a public place unless you live in a public place. Let me tell you what I mean. If you live in an apartment complex, feel free to sell it from your home. And the reason why I say that is because apartment complexes are a little bit more public. You have neighbors below, behind you, in front of you, below you. You have tons of neighbors. And so it's very, very unlikely anything bad's going to happen. But if you are at a house and you don't have a lot of close neighbors, I do recommend that you meet in a public place, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. But if you do have a buddy who is willing to be at the house while you're selling the item, that works too. Because I understand you don't want to haul around all these items to public places. So try to sell it from your home if you can. But for safety purposes, if it's easy and you don't have anyone to be there with you, just go to a public place, Walmart, Walgreens, Target, any grocery store, the mall. Just meet in the parking lot and go that route. It's just much safer. Okay, tip number 8. This one's important as well. Make sure the item is working properly and that it is clean before you sell it or buy it for that matter. I have been in both positions where I went to go buy something and when I got there it wasn't working, and it doesn't mean that the person was not honest, but it might have just stopped working for whatever reason, or I got there and it was filthy. People who are buying from you don't appreciate that at all. So take just a couple minutes and make sure it's dusted off and clean, has no crazy stains on it, unless you're doing a buy as is thing. But just do that because people really appreciate it, and make sure it's working properly. If you haven't plugged in an item and seen it's been working for a year, don't just sell it the way it is. Plug it in first before you sell it. That's just common courtesy because no one likes to travel all the way to come pick up your item and then find out it's not even working. Now, tip number 9 might be creepy, but it's important, okay? So what I recommend is that you check somebody out before they come to your house. This would kind of fall into the safety tip as well, but it is a little different. I recommend make sure they've posted somewhat recently. Make sure that they look like a person who is trustworthy. And if they don't, you just move on to the next person. It's just better to be safe than sorry. And if a person's not willing to look presentable in a safe manner, then maybe you should consider moving on to the next person. You just never know, and sometimes it might be a deal breaker once you click on their profile. I've actually had this happen to me. I removed my profile picture one time on Marketplace, and that was detrimental for me selling things because I had a lady not sell me something because she thought I was creepy not having a profile picture. So it does matter. People do care. And so definitely look at their profile picture. You don't have to be super strict about it, but just make sure that it's a real person. The person looks legit. That way you're being safe on that level as well. All right, guys, you've done it. We've got to tip number 10. This one's really important because it has to do with the purchase and exchange of money. I recommend Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, or actual physical cash. Now, if you're dealing with cash, I highly, highly recommend that you tell the person before they come that they bring the exact amount of cash they need to buy the item. That way you don't run into any issues when they arrive of them not having the exact amount of money, or they have too much money, maybe that you're selling for $50 and they have 3 20s being $60 and you have no change. I can't tell you how many times somebody thinks you're a bank and you just have change and they expect you to give them the change. So I recommend being proactive and just say, hey, please bring the exact change that you need to buy the item if you're going to do cash. That'll save you a lot of headaches. But all in all, if you do those items with the purchase, you'll be satisfied, I promise.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. We are super excited to, again, just keep taking you on this journey and share all the tips and tricks that we've learned over the years and have usually been imparted to us by other wiser, smarter people. But we want to share them because they've made our life better. And that's our goal, is that we want to help you guys live your life to the fullest. So let us know if you have any comments or thoughts or have any questions on this process. We are definitely here to help. We want to help you guys eliminate the stressors in your life, the things that are holding you back, so you can just go to. All right, thanks. Talk to you soon.